Why, hello, and welcome back to the second episode of UnbeLEAFable. I can't do this anymore. Okay, so cut the shit. Welcome back to the second episode of UnbeLEAFable, a show where I, Maddie Mystic, do some much needed plant care and talk about something absolutely unbelievable at the same time. Today's plant chore is we're taking care of this Hoya carrii, and this Hoya something. They're in two separate pots, but they're on the same trellis. It's a heart-shaped trellis, but you can't really see. Oh, and she's juicing on the table. Can I? Do you see it? Can you see it? Ooh! So we're gonna pot them up into the same pot. And while we're doing that, the unbelievable topic of the day is what I would do if I was president. That's hence the intro. I was trying to be presidential, but what is more unbelievable than a twink being president? Never gonna happen! So let's talk about it. I have my entire presidential cabinet all laid out. I have every position filled. I have some executive orders that I would like to issue. And before we get started, this is just a disclaimer. This is just for fun. I'm not being serious. Like, I feel like I have to say that now because some people take me way too seriously. This is just for fun. This is just jokes. So, oh, well, I mean some of it. But let's just get into it. So I'm going to start out by mixing up my soul bucket. Here I have my custom blend of soil ingredients. It's just that, what's that? Ocean Floor Soil by Fox something, maybe? I don't know. I'll put it in the description if I remember. Any soil will do. No, that's not true. But I also mixed in some extra perlite, probably, actually 5 medium Dunkin' Donuts cups exactly of perlite. And I also added a pre-mixed orchid bark, charcoal, and large perlite chunk mix into it. So there's a lot of drainage supplementation in this soil for my Hoyas today because they don't like to stay wet. And I ran out of soil, so I had to make up a big batch. So while we're mixing, let me get into like the serious, not exactly fun executive orders that I'm going to be enacting on my first day. Alright, so I'm going to be, in my first day as president, changing the way the American presidential candidates and presidency runs for future elections. First executive order. I am banning second terms for presidents. 4 years is enough. If you can't get what you want done in 4 years, then clearly you weren't doing the right thing. So, no more second terms as presidents. And also, my second executive order is banning vice presidents from running for presidency. You already had your chance. You're done. You had your 4 years. We're moving on for fresh ideas and new people to take your seat because I'm tired of seeing the same faces every presidential candidate term thing. I don't fucking know. I hate it. Oh, also, the last, like, semi-serious thing that I'm banning is I'm banning the Electoral College. It's now going to be up to the popular vote who the presidential candidate is going to be. Shouldn't that be how it already is? But what do I know? I'm just a random person on the internet. I just realized also that I forgot my pot, so I'm gonna go get that really quick. Okay, I'm back. This is the pot we're putting her in. It does have drainage. I actually don't really want it to have drainage, but it'll be okay. I got this from Ollie's for $13. It's really heavy, like, so that's gonna be perfect because this thing keeps toppling over all the time and it drives me insane. All right. So, who needs more rights in my presidential regime? I don't know. Again, this is not being serious, but I'm giving full voting rights to all the animals. If you can't win the animal vote, then you're not a good person. So let the animals vote because they can see true character and see who would be the best fit to run the country for all of us, including the animals. Okay, and now let's talk about some things I'm gonna ban. Okay, day 1. We're banning cargo shorts. I'm so sorry, straight men and lesbians. We don't need cargo shorts. That's too many pockets. Cargo pants, okay. Cargo pants are fine. Okay, Kim Possible. That's a vibe. Cargo shorts, they're suspicious, and I don't trust them, so I'm banning them. I'm so sorry. So we're just gonna put some soil in here. Ugh. Oh. Oops. Is that enough? Let's see. This is a really big pot. Oh! A little more. A little more, a little more. Ugh. Perlite dust in my nose. What are you doing? Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do as an executive order is I'm going to put far more restrictions on advertisements. Because I am so annoyed by advertisements. I am like, every time I turn on the television or go on the computer or scroll on social media or literally anything, I'm inundated by advertisements for gambling, which I don't feature. I'm not a gambler. I never have been. The most gambling I've ever done is like scratch-off tickets. I've been inside a casino one time when I was 17, but that was on a cruise ship, and I didn't gamble because I was 17 and I wasn't legally allowed to. So yeah, we're banning advertisements for gambling. If you want to gamble, that's fine. I'm not banning gambling, but I'm gonna ban the advertisements for it. Those, like, frickin' every YouTuber and their frickin' mom is advertising, like, gambling shit, and I'm like, girl, no. You really want your audience to be gambling their money away? No, we're not doing that. I pledge right now to never take on a gambling sponsorship on my channel, okay? I don't get sponsorships, but if I did, I wouldn't take the gambling ones. All right. Ooh, this is a good one. I forgot about this one. Another advertisement rule that I would enact is that no more than 5% of any piece of media can be advertisements. That means no more 20% of the video being ads, no more podcasts with like ad breaks every 5 minutes. Like, no. If you're getting your ad money, that's cute, but 5% or less. Otherwise, you're going to jail. Forever, for life. Just kidding. I'm also banning advertisements for medications. Why do we need advertisements for medications? Don't you think your doctor should be the one making the decision what medication you're on? And like, which one's best for you? I'm not a medical professional. I don't know what medications are best for me. So why am I being shown advertisements for them? It's not like it's my decision. I mean, it is my decision. It's my, you know, what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? The average person is not a medical professional capable of making the decision about which medications are going to be best for them. You need the advice of a doctor. I'm so sorry. And this is coming from someone who has a medicinal plant certification and is totally like in the granola in the granola area of life. I am such a poet. Like, everything I say is just so flawless and amazing. Also, no ads for intoxicants. So no ads for alcohol, no ads for drugs. I don't know. No, we don't need that. If you want to do it, that's fine, but we don't need advertisements teaching the children how to drink and smoke shit. I just save the children. I need to focus on doing this really quick, because I am so distracted. But after my executive orders, I think we're almost through all of them. Yeah, we have we have a few more, but after that we're going to get into my presidential cabinet, and I'm going to tell you all of the people that I've hired to do those jobs. I need a third hand. How do I do this? Alright, so the next, while I try to do this, executive order that I'm enacting is that I'm banning sprinkles. You can't tell me you actually enjoy sprinkles. They're cute or whatever, but like, they taste bad. They crunch too much. And like, people put way too many. So I'm banning them. No more sprinkles for anybody. And another one that I'm doing. Oh, I'm banning all plant nurseries from advertising the Majesty Palm as a houseplant. Sorry, it's not a houseplant. It doesn't want to live in your house. That's just my hot take. Woo! That's messy. Like my life. Okay. I thought I just dumped that in my ginger ale. It's just not wound on the pole very well, so I'm gonna make it look more intentional there. Alright, now I need to backfill and tell you my last executive order, which is that it is a felony punishable by death. No, I'm just kidding. We don't believe in the death penalty here. It is a felony, though, punishable by prison time to make your Dunkin' Donuts order wrong. And yes, it is specifically to Dunkin' Donuts because I don't know what the problem is. I love Dunkin', and there are some Dunkin' baristas that... the perlite dust had just assaulted me. Some Dunkin' witch somewhere just put a curse on me. There are some Dunkin' baristas out there that make a mean cup of coffee. Do you like my Christmas pants? In February. But yeah, I don't know, but some Dunkin' baristas just cannot get an order right to save their life. And I mean, I don't really blame them. I can't imagine that being a Dunkin' Donuts barista would be that fun. I've worked at Jamba Juice, and that was not fun, so I can imagine that being a Dunkin' Donuts barista is not fun either. However, if people order something, they're paying money for it. Like, at least try to make it right. I always try to make the smoothies right. I never just half-assed it. But that's just me. I can't half-ass anything. Except for my YouTube videos. Right. So, let's move on to my presidential cabinet members. I'm making a huge mess, and I'm not mad about it. Put that over there. So, I have it down beside me. I'm going to be referencing it because there's a lot of positions for presidential cabinet. I had no idea until I researched it 10 minutes ago. Can you stay up yet? Could you, like, chill for a sec? Okay, so, here's my notebook. Don't mind me reading off of it. So the first presidential cabinet spot is the Administrator of Environmental Protection Agency. And I put Khalees in charge, you know, milkshake, bring the little boys to the yard. Khalees is in charge of the Environmental Protection Agency. Because if you didn't know, she's like a whole ass farmer. She has like a full homestead that she like has animals and like plants and stuff. And she's just super cool. So she knows what she's doing. So I put her in that position. Next is the Administrator of the Small Business Administration. And I put Sandra Bullock in charge of that because, if you'll remember, she played a witch in Practical Magic who owned an apothecary shop, which was a small local business. So, since she's played the part of a small business owner, of course she knows everything about small business. So, leader of the Small Business Administration, obviously. The next position is the Attorney General. And I'll give you two guesses. She is, I think, a boomer. No, I think she's, what's the one after boomer? She might be a boomer, I don't know. It's Judge Judy. Judge Judy is going to be the Attorney General. Of course. Who else am I going to put in that position? It's basically the Judge of the United States. So, Judge Judy is in charge. The next is the director of the Central Intelligence Agency, aka the CIA. And for this position, I chose Erykah Badu. Erykah Badu just like screams CIA to me. I don't know why. I just feel like she would do so good as like the director of the CIA. She knows a lot of things. She's very tapped in spiritually. She just knows things, you know what I mean? So that's why I chose Erykah Badu for director of the CIA. Next is the director of National Intelligence, in which I put Keke Palmer, because I just feel like Keke Palmer is a smart girl. She's very, like, gregarious, so she would be good for, like, leading national intelligence. Is that what it was? Yeah, national intelligence. I just feel like that's a good position for her because, like, she would motivate the people of the United States to get smart. I don't think that's what the director of the intelligence does, but that's what we're going with. Okay, so let me just put another disclaimer right now. I don't know what half of these positions do. I really don't. So I'm just pulling these out of my ass, okay? We're not here for factual information. We're here to have fun and be stupid. So while we take care of plants at the same time. Can you see me? What is the next one? The director of the Office of Management and Budget. And I put LaKaylee 47 because she got money. Next is the Secretary of Agriculture. And I put Doja Cat in charge of that because she's great with animals. She had that song Moo. That's a farm animal. She knows about agriculture. So the next is the Secretary of Commerce. And I put GFA, leader, president of Flop Tropica. I'm calling upon her to lead the economy because, sure, that seems like a good idea. The next one is the Secretary of Defense, and I put Sailor Moon in charge of that. I didn't say they had to be real people. Sailor Moon is going to fight for love and for justice and defend our nation against evil fiends and ghoulish monsters like Donald Trump. And next, the Secretary of Education, I put Cher Horowitz from Clueless as the Secretary of Education. She is so good at explaining things in a way that people understand them. So Cher is just like the epitome of someone who should be up in front of the masses teaching us how to do stuff. Okay. Next is the Secretary of Energy, and I put Janet Jackson in charge of that because if you've ever seen her perform, a bitch got energy. That is for sure. She's in her 60s, I think. I just went to a concert of hers like last year. She is good still. So I trust her knowing all about energy. The Secretary of Health and Human Services is going to be Rihanna. Health and Human Services. She's got Fenty Beauty, Fenty Skincare. Of course she knows about health, taking care of yourself. So, Rihanna. Secretary of Homeland Security, I'm going to put Solange Knowles, Beyonce's sister. And if you don't understand why I would put her in Homeland Security position, have you ever seen that video of her slapping Jay-Z in the elevator? So, the next position is the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, and I put Mercury Stardust, the trans handyman from Instagram and TikTok, in that position. She is so insightful about like home renovations and doing DIY stuff around the house, so obviously she knows best for that position for Housing and Urban Development. Secretary of the Interior, I don't really know what that means, so I put Sade in charge of that. because I feel like she would be really good at like setting the mood in the interior, like the interior illusions lounge. Like she could put on like her Sade records, we could light some candles in the interior and be very nice and peaceful, so everyone working in the White House could like just have good vibes, you know? So Sade is the Secretary of the Interior. Secretary of Labor, that is Britney Spears, because as we all know, she knows how to work. Next one is the Secretary of State, Lindsay Lohan. She's having a glow up, and she deserves a position. I didn't know where else to put her, so Secretary of State it is. I don't know what the Secretary of State does, but Lindsay Lohan is gonna do it good. Secretary of Veterans Affairs, I put Miley Cyrus in charge of that. I don't know why, I just feel like Miley Cyrus would be really good with veterans. Is that crazy? And this is not staying up at all. There we go. I'm kind of done with this now. So I'm just going to read the rest of my cabinet positions with my face framed in this beautiful plant. So, Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Miley Cyrus. Secretary of Transportation, Nelly Furtado, because she's like a bird and she's going to fly away. Secretary of the Treasury, Dolly Parton, because she is our nation's treasure. So, of course she's in charge of the Treasury. Second from last, the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations. I put Queen Latifah because UNITY. U.S. Trade Representative, Anne Hathaway. I just feel like she's trustworthy and she could be pretty persuasive without being pushy and like aggressive about it. So I feel like she could really represent us well in like the trade, like international trade. Because she just has like a face that everybody loves, you know? I mean, I guess a lot of people hate Anne Hathaway for whatever reason, but I love her, I think. I didn't really know that much about her. So those are all my presidential cabinet picks. I would love to know what executive orders you would do as president if you were the president of the United States of America. And also, who would you put in your presidential cabinet? What did you think of this repotting video? It was kind of basic, but it's plant care that I needed to do, and plant care that I did with you. So, wow, that was lovely. But this has been UnbeLEAFable, episode 2. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, I will spell you later.